Hello, Arlana here. I'm excited today. I'm going to be sharing with you something that has been very transformative in my life. And I want to show you how transformative it can be in your life and in your pet's life as well. We're going to be talking about the 5 elements of being. And I started this journey of learning back in like 2008, somewhere around there. If you don't know about me, but I have always loved fashion and energy. Anything to do with color, line, and design makes me very, very happy. And I was so interested in learning about the 5 elements that they use in Feng Shui to not just decorate your home and learn about how the energies are at play around you, but also how you can make it a very personal experience and use that energy and that the colors and the flow of that energy in your personal life through your clothing and what you wear. So there's so many ways that the elements are at play in our lives and can make a big difference in the way we interact with, express ourselves and the way we connect with others when we understand the elemental energies that are at work in ourselves and in the world around us. Now, I also became very intrigued with how this would work in our relationship with our animal companions and how these energies are at work in their lives and in their relationship with us. So I started looking into the way these personality traits and elements relate to animals themselves. And I also recently finished a course on Ayurvedic medicine and found that that modality also is very much centered and grounded around the 5 elements of being. So it not only affects the energy of who we are, how we interrelate, how we can use this energy in the home to help us move through and align with what we really want. It helps us to relate to each other at a very, very deep level. And it's a great way to bring ourselves into alignment with what we want and what our animals are aligned with as well. So when we understand that, we can have a deeper, more profound relationship with ourselves and with our animal companions. So I just want to do a quick overview so that you get a little bit of a just a teaser about what this looks like and how it could offer really tangible, amazing results in you building that relationship with your animal companion. Whether you're thinking about getting a new pet, or you're trying to understand your pet, or why you conflict on certain things. So you can use this for a partner, a human partner, or for your animal companion. I won't tell them that you're using the same information for them as well. So I'll just do a quick overview of what this looks like, okay? So the 5 elemental energies consist of fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. And each one of them has very, very tangible, expressive energies. A person who aligns more with fire is very energetic, charismatic, the life of the party. They keep the energy moving. A person who is more aligned, or person or a pet, they're more aligned with the earth energy. They're the nurturer. They're the ones who want the best for everyone. They're very grounded and soft-spoken and just really, the mothering type of energy, the connector, right? A person who aligns more, or an animal that aligns more with the metal energy. This energy is very specific. It's very on point. It likes things in a very particular way. It's very, very organized and likes a very scheduled lifestyle. A water energy is much more fluid and flowing and like their surroundings to be a bit softer and likes movement and thought, deep water, deep thought, intuitive philosopher type energy, likes to think things out, more going with the flow than taking a hard stance about anything. Now, wood energy is the energy of movement, of growth, of activity, of making things happen, and being very proactive and getting things done. You know, it's about learning and strength. So all of these elements are a part of us and a part of our surroundings and a part of our animal companions as well. And while we may resonate with one more than another, these elements need to be in balance in our lives for us to live a very full and proactive life. And it's the same in our animals' lives. Now, where this gets really, really interesting is we can identify maybe what is the strongest one element in our lives and what is the strongest element in our animal companions' lives. Where the magic really happens is when we learn to connect the two and understand how that helps us to relate to one another. So when you think about yourself, maybe, and your parents, and you think about how you, which element you maybe fit more with, and maybe how much what your dad resonated with and what your mother more resonated with, and what was the connection that you had with them? Did you find that you were much more of the water energy, a go with the flow? Maybe your dad was more metal and was the organizer and kept everything on track and everything needed to happen at a certain time every day. And maybe your mom was the nurturer, the earth. And so their relationship was a combination of them trying to balance what felt right to each of them and how they learned to work together. And your energy may have felt totally off from theirs because you just wanted to go with the flow. You didn't want to be, you know, told exactly what time to eat and what time you had to be home and your homework had to be done at a certain time every day. And maybe you felt the need to be more reclusive and you're more artsy, and they just didn't understand you at all either. Well, think about how this relates to you with your animal companion. If you are let's say you are, let's stick with the water energy. So you are a go with the flow kind of a person. Maybe you were so attracted to that um, fire energy of this dog because it was active and it was fun and it brought that life into your life. Well, what happens when you try to create a relationship with this fire energy in your water? You're going to get steam. You combine the energies, and now you've got to figure out how am I going to relate to this? It's fun for a while, but really and truly it overwhelms you because they're full of life and vitality. And yes, it can inspire you to move into that energy a bit more in your life, but then you want to withdraw a little bit because you can't, as a water energy, you feel uncomfortable living in that high energy, outgoing energy all the time. So you can see how, when you're looking at having friends in your life, how their energy may be very attractive to you because it brings out something in you that's a little dormant, but you can't maybe deal with it all the time. You know, how we interrelate to other people in our lives and to the pets in our lives this is very, very empowering to understand. And there's a level of acceptance here that is really, really amazing because you quit looking at the person or the animal from a point of view of why are they like that? Why do they have to be so on all the time? Why do they have to have their things always in exactly the same place all the time? I don't get it. Well, you don't have to get it, but you can accept it because it is part of who they are. It's part of the dynamic of the energy that makes them who they are. And so I'm bringing this to you because I want you to understand it from the point of view of your pet in your life. So if you already have an animal in your life and you're having trouble with the training or with the day-to-day activities and finding the balance, think about it from their perspective, that they are an expression of this other energy that you just are not familiar with and that you didn't understand. So when you're in this relationship and you take the information, you can learn to find the balance because you can be accepting of what is innately them and what is innately you. If you're having trouble, kind of struggling, trying to figure out where you fit in this energy profile, you can definitely use this to help you figure that out. And I would love to walk you through this and help you to figure out how you can build on the relationship from this innate sense of who you really are at the energetic level and where they are at their energetic level and create the relationship that you really, really want, understand, and accept.